Hey, what's up, cats and kittens, and shout out to all my Cerebralites. It is me, the Cerebral Diva, and I'm back with another episode of You Say What. And for those of you who are new to my channel, You Say What is your opportunity to chime in, to leave your 2 cents, and to be a part of the discussion that is happening here within my community of Cerebralites. But before you go another further, if you be so kind as to do yourself a favor, this is not for me, this is for you. Well, wait a minute. Do me a solid as well. Take a second, hit that subscribe button, and once you've done that, take another second, just 1 second, to hit that tiny little bell so you can turn on your alerts, and that way you will be kept in the loop. Now, I'm going to read to you guys from an article, and this article comes courtesy of Fox Orlando. And it's just one of those things that caught my attention today that makes me scratch my head, and it leaves me perplexed in terms of how people don't see the double standards that exist within our judicial system. Okay, so let me read to you guys, and then I'll come back and sort of give you my 2 cents, and you can add your 2 cents on top of my 2 cents, and we'll be just 1 cent shy of a nickel by the time we're done. An Orlando home is where Brandon Russell will be spending all of his time while he awaits trial on explosives charges. Federal Judge Thomas McCune granted bond for Russell Friday, writing that there was no clear and convincing evidence that the defendant represents a threat to any person or the community. Last month, cops found bomb-making material, weapons, and ammo in the garage of his Tampa Palms apartment. On his bedroom dresser, a framed picture of Oklahoma City bomber Timothy McVeigh. On his computer, Nazi and white supremacist propaganda. The 21-year-old, who is a member of the Florida National Guard, admitted to being a neo-Nazi sympathizer and to making explosive materials. In federal court Tuesday, we learned while cops were discovering all of this disturbing evidence, Brandon Russell went shopping to buy more guns and 500 rounds of ammo. This time he took a buddy along who shares the same neo-Nazi beliefs. Russell's dangerous plot came to light after his roommate, Devin Authors, was arrested and charged with the murder of their 2 other roommates. Authors led police to the bodies and to Russell's bombs. Authors says all of his roommates, Jeremy Himmelman, Andrew Wunschuk, and Brandon Russell, were all Nazi believers, but recently Authors converted to the Islamic faith and turned on his roommates, especially, he says, they disrespected his Muslim beliefs. Authors told cops Brandon Russell often threatened on white supremacist websites to blow up buildings and kill people. While federal prosecutors call Russell a real threat to the community, the judge didn't see it that way, and conditions of his bond have not been released. So there you have it, you guys. So basically the gist of the story is that this man who idolizes and deifies Timothy McVeigh, and we all know what Timothy McVeigh did, the judge released him back into the community and said that he wasn't a threat, even though he had bomb-making materials, even though he's buying copious amounts of ammunition. For what purpose, I do not know. But this is so bizarre to me, because had this have been, a black man, a black man in America can't even walk away with his hands up without being killed. But this guy gets arrested. He's making threats to civilians, on these neo-Nazi websites, and for whatever reason, the judge doesn't see him as a threat to the community. Now, when he says he doesn't see him a threat to the community, perhaps he's saying he doesn't see him as a threat to the white community, because I definitely view him as a threat, and don't understand how this judge is actually still sitting on the bench. This is so bizarre to me. This is so crazy to me that this is this sort of blatant disregard for public safety. Anyone in their right frame of mind, whether you have on a judge or whether you're just seeing it through civilian eyes, would see this person as a danger to society. But once again, white privilege prevails, and he's allowed to go home and be, sort of amongst the rest of us as if he's not a threat. I don't understand how. Oh my gosh. This is one of those times where I'm going to try to reserve my thoughts, because I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to say. And that's why this is called You Say What, because I want to know what you think, whether or not you think that the same treatment, the same sort of leverage, the same sort of courtesy would have been given to a person of color, whether they're black, Hispanic, or what have you. I highly doubt if a person of color had done things as egregious as this person has done, would be walking free. So please make sure you comment below. Go beyond commenting. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and please share if you feel so inclined. Remember to follow me across all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. Also remember, it's better to be pissed off than to be pissed on. And also, to live better, love harder, and think smarter. It's me, the Cerebral Diva, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.